What did a crush do that made you immediately lose interest? He would ask me questions about myself, then cut me off in the middle of my answer to talk about himself. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? I think I'd like telekinesis because I have a friend like that, and my cousin does this often too. It's like they bring it up so they can talk about it, but don't realize that you can just say what you want to say instead of bait and switching with who gets to talk. I love them both dearly, but fuck, it's so annoying. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? I have telepathy. Bragged about how she was leading on a few guys, so she always had a backup. Fat yikes. I'm going to start using this term. Hefty yikes, corpulent yikes, big boned yikes. Back in college I was seeing a girl casually. Whenever we'd text, she'd take hours to respond to any message. It wasn't a big deal, since most of the time it was just chatting or setting plans for the following weekend or something. It was a little annoying because it'd take a full day or two to set up plans because of the slow responses, but whatever. I'm a bad texter, so I can't really judge someone for that. But I started to notice that when we hung out together, she'd immediately respond back to any and every text she got. She had some loud song as a ringtone that played for like 15 seconds and set it so that her camera LED would flash constantly while it rang. Totally obnoxious and made me really notice how often she texted. I casually asked her who she was texting one time, and it was just some friend from school that had sent her a meme. After that I realized it wasn't going to work. Being a slow texter is fine. Constantly texting while hanging out was annoying, but not a deal breaker, especially if we were just chilling at one of our houses. But the realization that this person who was glued to her phone but didn't feel like it was a priority to respond back to my texts made me feel unimportant, so I kinda just drifted away. We stayed friends because we shared the same group of friends and it wasn't awkward or anything. I just stopped trying to do things with just the two of us. I was casually dating a 19-year-old guy when I was 18. He seemed totally normal until I met him at his house before a date and his mom asked him to take the garbage out before we left. He threw a fit that would embarrass most 3-year-olds, including crying, yelling at his mom, and punching the floor. I pretended that my parents were calling and needed me to come home, blocked his number, and never saw him again. I like to think that mom knew he'd do that and was trying to save you the trouble. The mum is the secret MVP of all this, but maybe not, because her kid needs help. Well, this guy most likely does need help, but someone looking to date him doesn't need to be dragged into it. He let it slip that he was cheating on his so, in getting together with me, killed that crushy feeling dead. Damn, happened to me once, but didn't let it slip. She outright told me, so she had an excuse to split up with her boyfriend. Remember kids, if they'll cheat with you then they'll probably cheat on you too. I mean, like some 25% of people cheat. 1 in 4. So as long as they're all find each other, presumably they'd make it work. Or at least not destroy someone else's relationship. BBC had an article on this recently. They quoted studies from major institutions that varied from a few percent to a massive majority. My trust in sociologists' ability to tease out the actual number is very low. But maybe a quarter is right. Met a woman. Thought she seemed cool. We went out to eat. She's telling me about how she fell on financial hard times and moved back in with her parents. The way she described it just sounded like she got unlucky, not that she did anything irresponsible. It happens. When the bill came I told her I'd pay. She said, "Thanks, I appreciate that. I'm trying to save my money right now." Me, "Sure, I understand. You want to get your own place again." No, actually I mean I'm trying to save up $500 for a tattoo I want to get. I've got nothing against spending money on tattoos, but when you've just spent a first date talking about the financial troubles you have, maybe now's the time to start putting money away for necessities, not tattoos. poured lemonade on my head in the middle of a fireworks show. She thought it was flirty and cute. Should have poured it on her and asked her if she thought it was cute. Lol. What if she said yes? And that kids is how I met you, mother. I ran into an old crush a few years back who told me he was into dog baiting. The candle had blown out a long time ago as far as my crush was concerned, but that pretty much killed any intention I had of trying to restart our friendship. Said she would turn up on a date, then flaked. Told me she had been called into work urgently. I said okay, that's cool. Second time she flaked again, said that she had to tutor someone. Which made no sense, because would you not have that planned? Yeah, no, she just didn't want to tell you she didn't want to go out. I know I was younger and naive. I have learned from that experience though, that I never want to be used as a woman's mere ego boost. TBF to her, your username is kinda trashy, therefore, haha. Anyways, I do feel you though on the whole ego boost thing. At least you didn't take your crush/girlfriend to a Halloween party where she finds a dude she likes, makes out with him, gets fingers, blames it entirely on the alcohol. Then, I continued to date her for 4.5 years after this incident. I was 15, she was 14 at that time. Once a cheater who'll fuck around with a friend at a party that you brought her to. Always a cheater who'll fuck your best friend after a intense fight/discussion of our future is my motto. She told me her future plans to essentially become a gold digger like her mother. When I laughed it off, she couldn't see what I thought was so funny. Step 1. Maybe don't confront the guy with it like that. If he didn't have money, why would she care? Rule no. 1. Don't stick your dick in crazy. Rule no 2. Don't let crazy stick its dick in you. He wouldn't talk to me in person for some reason. This is me in high school. Captain Anxiety takes over. This is me at age 31. I think by the age of 31 you can leave high school, my dude. If you show up for 15 years you can legally leave. Crush comes to my house. I explain how I'm slowly remodeling it and my plans for my house. She then starts telling me I shouldn't, and I should do it her way, and let her take it over, and let her design, decorate, and do it all. The hell I will. My father actually leaves his house totally undecorated when he's between wives/girlfriends and lets whoever he is dating decorate it however they want. He should get with your crush. I went on 2 dates with a girl when I was in college. She was wonderful, but immediately wanted to be official and started drafting Instagram posts about us. She wanted to spend every day together and have sleepovers every night. It was so out of nowhere, and we literally knew nothing about one another. I tried to look past it, but she asked me to be her first, and I got uncomfortable. She seemed naive, and I didn't want to take advantage. I suggested we take things slow, and she took offense. I cut things off, and her reaction was super childish. All of this in a 3-week period. Sweet girl, but the pacing was off. I partly blame those crazy teenage drama shows where everyone is telling each other they're in love and no one knows you like I do. In the first week of a relationship, my stepdaughter got me into the Vampire Diaries. I feel so silly. I'm on the 3rd season and IDK how it never occurred to me that the timeline is the span of a year. Oh okay, yeah, sure. Come up with a realistic show where you've got 7 years with someone only to find out that you have no clue who they really are. I've been hurt, lol. She told me that spanking her teenage daughter didn't work because it wasn't satisfying enough. Edit a bit of context. This was long ago and far away in a European country. The mother was a statuesque blonde divorcee and the daughter was about 14 and headed for trouble. Corporal punishment was de rigueur at the time, both here and in Europe. I decided that the situation was hopeless and noped out of there as soon as possible. The daughter hated her mother, big surprise, and went on to get pregnant and force her mother to raise the child. I came back to the States and still consider myself lucky to have dodged that bullet. It's amazing how much horrible stuff you can fit in one sentence. Yeah. She has like zero respect for the scientific method. Just going off of her anecdotal evidence like that. Asked me to be the wingman because they had a crush on my best friend. Oof, same thing happened to me. Then when I moved on he started being sexually inappropriate and bullied me, only when my best friend and my boyfriend weren't around. To this day IDK why I was ever attracted to someone like that. Edit. Since a few people have been confused, I'll clarify. I was single while into this guy. Then I moved on and got a boyfriend while he was with my best friend. He then kept harassing me. When you got rose-colored glasses, all the red flags just looked like flags. We were driving down the road and she threw a Starbucks cup right out the window. Gross. Edit. Thanks for the silver. Also, I was a passenger, so I couldn't kick her out, and I'm honestly not sure it was Starbucks, but it was easier than saying paper coffee cup. Close bracket. Litterers should be turned into goddamn trees. Captain Planet, he's a hero. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos.